There seems to be a lot of questions out there in regards to calories and macros. What are calories and why are they important? And what are macros and why are they important? And which one should I be most concerned with? So with all of these questions, I thought that I would try to do a quick video, kind of like an introduction to macro counting, and explain what the different macronutrients are and why they're important, and why they may be a little more important than actually just counting calories. So if you have any questions, please post them below in the video and we will get them answered for you. Let's get started with calories first. So a calorie is just a unit of energy. And when you think about it, calories are what gives our body energy. Now, when you think about calories, I'm sure you're thinking of a nutrition label. And when you look at a nutrition label, it will tell you what the calories are in that product per serving. Now, how are those calories broken down though? How do they get that number? And where does it actually come from? And how are they made up? But first, I want to talk about energy balance. Now, energy balance has to do with calories. So basically, calories in should equal calories out. And that's how you maintain your weight. Now, I want you to think about this. If you take in more calories than you expend, then you're going to gain weight. If you take in less calories and you put out more energy, more calories, then you're going to lose weight. So we want to try to find that balance. If you're currently at the time looking to lose weight, then you want to make sure you're taking in less calories than you're putting out. But if you're looking to gain weight, maybe add some muscle mass, then you want to be taking in a little more calories than what you're putting out to build muscle. So in the end, I think we're all mainly looking for that energy balance so we know where we stand. Most importantly, above everything else is what's called the hierarchy of nutrition. So calories, as we discussed just a little bit ago, when we're talking about energy balance, calories in equals calories out. So now we're going to talk about calories specifically, as calories do determine if you lose or gain weight. But what calories do not determine is what is gained or lost. And that's where macronutrients come in. All right, have you determined now that the 3 macronutrients are actually just fats, carbohydrates, and protein? So in trying not to confuse you, I'm going to break them down just a little bit further. I'm going to tell you how many calories are in each macronutrient. So let's start with protein. So for 1 gram of protein, it consists of 4 calories. Carbohydrates are the exact same amount. For 1 gram of carbohydrate, you get 4 calories. Now fat, it's more dense, so it's going to contain more calories. So for 1 gram of fat, you're going to get 9 calories. So let's think of it this way. If you're looking at a nutrition label, I'm going to try to make this simple without having any graphics to show. So if you're looking at a nutrition label and you look at the top and you see calories and it says 90 calories. Well, when you go down and you look at the amount of fat, say it only has 1 gram of fat. Well, you're going to know that 9 grams, because remember, for each gram of fat, it has 9 calories. So there's 9 calories of the 90 are coming from fat. So let's say that for carbohydrates, that maybe there's 10 grams of carbohydrates in the 90 calories serving that you're looking at. So 10 carbohydrates, 1 gram of carbohydrates has 4 calories. So 10 times 4 would be 40. So you're getting 40 of those 90 calories are coming from carbohydrates. And then maybe you look down at protein and maybe there's only 2 grams of protein in those 90 calories. So 2 times 4, because 1 gram of protein has 4 calories. So 2 grams of protein times 4 calories each would be 8. So 8 of those calories, of the 90 calories, are coming from protein. And that's kind of how you break it down. I know it's a little confusing, but you can rewind this and watch it again. But just remember that 4 calories come from carbs, 4 calories come from protein, and 9 calories are what make up fat. So that's just the gist of how macronutrients hold energy. Next, let's briefly break down each of the 3 macronutrients. And I want to start with carbohydrates first. Now, carbohydrates encompass many things. They encompass simple sugars, starches, and they also encompass fiber. So mainly the most important thing that you need to know is that carbohydrates are our body's main energy source. Second is fats. They're saturated fats, unsaturated fats, and trans fats. And those are the ones that you want to stay away from. But if you remember from our macro counting, fats are the most calorically dense, coming in at 9 calories per 1 gram. But that's okay, because fats help to keep us satiated in between meals, especially the good fats. Fats give our body energy, they make and balance hormones. They also protect our organs, and they also help our body to absorb nutrients that are vital to our body's functions. So fats, good healthy ones, are good for your body. Lastly, we have protein. Protein is so important, and so many men and women undereat protein every day. Protein is the building block of our bodies. It helps to repair cells and to make new ones. When I say it's the building block of our body, it helps to build bone, muscle, and cartilage. Now, the important thing with protein is you want to make sure that you're getting enough, because when you're working out, your body needs extra protein to help preserve the muscle that you've built. So if you're not taking in enough protein, as you work out, your body's just going to start to burn into the muscle that you have already built, and you don't want to do that. So as you're working out, you want to make sure that you're increasing your protein and that you're taking in enough in a day to preserve that lean muscle mass. Okay, so the takeaway with macronutrients and calories, the difference between them is macros are basically what gives your food the calories. It's just like counting calories when you count macronutrients, except you're paying closer attention to where those calories are coming from. Maybe you're taking in more protein, maybe you're taking in less fat, but you know at that point, if you're counting macros, where each of those macros are coming from. And some people just count calories and protein, and they just make sure they're getting enough protein to preserve that lean muscle mass, because especially when you are taking in less calories than you're expending, so when you're in what's called a calorie deficit, you want to make sure you're getting enough protein to preserve your muscle. That way, we can maximize fat loss and minimize muscle loss. That's really the importance of macro counting.